Hello and welcome to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Reuter, and this podcast is brought to you by thelegendarychiropractor.com, an interactive and immersive virtual platform for prospective chiropractic students, current chiropractic students, recent chiropractic school graduates, and even veteran doctors of chiropractic out in the field wanting just a little bit more from this profession. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and if you do, be sure to share with a friend, leave us a rate, leave us a review, and also be sure to subscribe to get more. Dr. Brad Glowacki runs one of the highest volume, highest profile, highest profitability practices in the world, and it's all run with vitalistic communication procedures. Those procedures from his office are then shared with other chiropractors at his various trainings as a part of Level Up mentoring. This information is created, developed, tested, and then packaged simplistically before being taught. With bruises and scars from making mistakes, Dr. Glow always delivers refined content that is battle-tested and simplified for use on Monday. To level up your life and practice, head over to levelupmentoring.rocks. That's levelupmentoring.rocks. Chiro HD, superior cloud-based practice management software. Chiro HD is a user-friendly, all-in-one EHR solution built with one mission: to help you run your practice like a boss. Learn more at chirohd.com. Total Clinic Solutions is your go-to source for purchasing both brand new and refurbished chiropractic equipment, as well as phone support for repairs and maintenance. Call Derek and allow him to combine your wishes and his 23 years of chiropractic equipment expertise to find what's best for you and your patients at 704-622-4089 or head to totalclinicsolutions.com now. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. Yo, what is going on, beautiful people? I just pulled off of the road. I'm on the road heading back home, and I stopped for gas, so I figured I would make this quick, short video for all of you to make sure that we can cover what we posted about on Friday. It has been a heck of a weekend. Happy Memorial Day, first and foremost. Thank you to all of those that have served, are serving, and will serve in the future. So this is a big day, and happy Monday. It's Monday, and it's a powerful day. But I wanted to quickly, while I was at the gas station filling up, I wanted to quickly come to you live and, break down what we posted about on Friday in regards to the pros and cons of startup versus associating, because we had this conversation briefly last week on Wednesday as well in the morning when we were sipping some coffee. And so I wanted to, circle back to our post that we made on Friday more recently and talk to you about the pros and the cons of associating versus starting your own practice. So as you know, as many of you know, I am in the midst of associating right now. I actually completed my first week of associating last week, so that was super fun. So we're going into week 2 this week, starting tomorrow, and it's been a wild ride already, right? You learn a ton, you get to know a lot, and the training is intense, but it's all worth it, right? Because just to get to know and become familiar with some of the different things that you don't learn in school is super important. And so that's my biggest thing with associating, is you really get to know not only who you are as a doctor, but also you get to know a little bit about, how business is run, how chiropractic is communicated, to sign people up for care and make sure they understand the benefits of chiropractic care, right? So as we break this down, we have 3 key takeaways, as we always do. So number 1, with associating is, number 1, we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about bosses. We're going to talk about money, bosses, and last but not least, we are going to talk about what you can do to really set yourself apart from the rest of the pack if you're associating, or if you are opening up your own practice through marketing, right? Marketing and advertising for your business, for your company, for yourself. So that's what we're going to break down today. Starting with number one is the associateship and startup pros and cons. Starting with number one, what we're going to do is actually talk to you about money, right? So money is important to everybody. Money is an exchange of time and energy for a service, right? So especially for us chiropractors, we have to understand that asking people for their money for you providing a service is not a wrong thing. And a lot of chiropractic students coming out early on in school have a difficult time asking people for money. And I get that. I understand it. But as I've begun to, when I transition kind of into the legendary chiropractor and doing all of this different entrepreneurial stuff, what I realized was if you are actually providing a service, if you are putting your time, money, and energy into something, you should be rewarded and reap some sort of benefit for that, right? It's the same thing with chiropractic care. You are providing somebody the best kept secret in the world. You should definitely be rewarded for that, right? So if you're starting up in practice and you are looking at the money situation thinking, oh my gosh, I just took out all these loans for school. I took out probably, a business loan, a fairly large business loan to start your own practice. You're sitting back thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to charge people, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars for care plans to make up for lost time, right? But I want you to consider this. I want you to consider to play the long game, meaning set your prices, set your care plans, and you can always increase your prices, right? You can increase your prices annually. You can increase your prices every couple of years, right? But set your prices to figure out what you truly need to live, and then figure out what profitability margins are above that, right? So how much do you actually need to live and make a good living? And then what are your profitability margins on top of that in order to take some money home, right? So if you're a startup, money is pretty much, money is infinite, right? Because money, there might be a finite number out there. But money in regards to a small business, in regards to starting up entrepreneurially, it's pretty much infinite, right? So you can get pretty much unlimited amount of people in your office. It depends how many people you can see in, an hour, how many people. Sked is the all-in-one system that allows for amazing control and flexibility of your scheduling. Yes, your next new hire. Every aspect of when and where you service your customers is at your command. Sked is tightly integrated with your existing EHR system. This software was made by a chiropractor specifically for Chiropractic. No joke. Go check out their latest care plan feature by heading to go.sked.life/legendarypod. Easily share your passion for chiropractic and look good doing it with Above Down apparel, offering a premium lineup of principled apparel that's impossibly soft, sustainably sourced, and chiropractic AF. Visit abovedown.co and follow them on Instagram to learn more and score yourself some sweet chiro swag. Every chiropractic clinic needs a compliance program. If you are not sure what that includes or why you need one, let Dr. Robin from RHDC Consulting help you build your chiropractic compliance. If you are ready to get started, head to robin-hale.mykajabi.com and let Dr. Robin guide you to the end result. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. How much you're charging those people, what your cost per visit is, and then what that PVA is, right? That patient visit average. So taking all of those things into consideration, not only to calculate what your care plan is, but also to calculate your take home. And what that profit margin looks like for you. So it's really important as a startup to understand, you don't have to charge, a ton right away, right out of the gate. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with charging your value and what you're worth. And then even a little bit more on top of that. So you make sure all bases are covered, right? So that's the startup realm of money. The associateship of money is it's finite, but it's steady, right? Because with entrepreneurship and starting up, money might be infinite, but it's not steady, right? So you hope to be on an escalation or an escalating linear track going up, but it's not always that way, right? You have peaks and valleys and dips and dives in that linear or curvilinear path to success in regards to your startup, your entrepreneurship, right? So, but associating it's fairly steady, right? And if you got an associateship or you are looking into associateship and you're talking bonuses, bonus structure, and attainability of that bonus, you really are on a linear curve upward. And plus you have some leeway of like, hey, if I outperform last month or if I outperform my last month's numbers as either an office or an individual, whatever your bonus structure is, you have a pretty solid linear pathway up, and it's fairly steady, right? And if you're trying hard enough to hit those attainable bonus structures, you should be on an uprise, right? Most of the time. So obviously during this pandemic that we're in, it's kind of hard to to just kind of ask people for money. But I go back to what I said previously, and it's okay, because you're providing a time, a service, and value to that person, to that family. It's okay to ask for money in return, right? And so I want everybody out there, chiropractic student or recent graduate, to understand truly that it's okay to ask for money for your services that you're providing. Because a lot of people coming out are really kind of timid on that. And I don't think that there's any reason to be timid on that. So that's the money aspect, right? So associateship's kind of pretty much steady. And then you have those bonuses that are a little bit of upticks here and there. And then you also have your startups, which are, you can do infinite money pretty much. But it's an up and down kind of curvilinear path to success, which is okay when the end result is pretty much infinite. As much as you want to push the envelope, you can get to, right? Which is pretty cool. The second thing I want to talk about is boss, right? You are your own boss in startup. You are your own boss. You make all of your own decisions. Some people love that. Some people crave that. Some people would want nothing else, right? And in the entrepreneurial world, I listen to all these podcasts that are, about entrepreneurship and everything like that. And everyone talks about, I quit the 9-to-5, the corporate job, and went on to my own thing, blah, blah, blah. But I only encourage that if it's for you, right? Or I encourage you to more so do kind of like what I'm doing with the associateship is that catch and release program, and kind of saying, hey, here's 18 months of my best effort. I'm a sponge. I'm learning everything there is that you can teach me. Boss, meaning the head chiropractor, right? They're your mentor, your guide. And then all of a sudden I'm able to hopefully take what I learned from that and apply it to my own practice someday, right? After those 18 months, I'm able to apply it, turn around, and build a very successful business by myself. And now I've gotten both the experience of associateship, having my own boss, having a steady income, but now I get to go out and build my own thing, right? I'm my own boss, because I was hopefully able to see the mentorship and the guidance that my current boss gave me. And under my associateship, what kind of things, tips and tricks did he or she offer? What kinds of things did they do to help run the team more efficiently and effectively? What kinds of things did they do to communicate chiropractic with different patients? And I'm able to now take that and apply it to my own thing. So I'm going to get best of both worlds through a brief stint of associating and then going on and starting my own practice, right? So the boss thing, I personally like the boss thing at the very beginning coming out of school because of that mentorship and guidance that you get from them, and then going out and applying it to your own practice someday, I think is critically important. The third thing we're going to talk about is marketing. Marketing, when it comes to associating and opening up your own practice, is critical, right? But when you're marketing for an associateship, and you're marketing, you're not really marketing your brand, right? Yeah, you are a new face of the practice and institution that you are now a part of, right? But you're still marketing for, I would say, the team, right? You're not creating something from scratch. You're not really doing anything, by yourself, right? This is a team effort. This is a team thing, and you are pushing out marketing for that entire office. Obviously, it's the same kind of situation for a startup, but that now for the startup, it is your mission, your vision, your philosophy that is driving that brand. Does that kind of make some sense? So it's not necessarily, you're beating to your own drum when you're in regards to marketing your own startup, which a lot of people like. But Dr. Stu Hoffman, founder and president of Chiropractic Malpractice Insurance, is the foremost expert in both risk management and risk avoidance. Understanding the everyday challenges of today's practicing chiropractor and the current public perception of chiropractic has made Chiropractic the fastest growing malpractice insurance program of the last 28 years. Find out more at chiropractic.com. Imaging Services' primary business is chiropractic solutions. With over 45 years in the industry of helping chiropractors, Michael Tokash offers free consultations on building your business. In the past year, Imaging Services has installed over 100 X-ray machines and digital X-ray systems in over 42 states across the United States. For more, head to theimagingservices.com. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. Here's what I'm going to tell you. It's a ton of work to market yourself, market your brand, create your brand, kind of start to discover a niche and a culture to surround your brand, and then really start to market it in regards to asking people to come in, pay money, and become a part of your practice, right? So it's really important for the startup people to understand you really have to have an entrepreneur spirit. You really have to have this mindset of this go-getter mindset that's like, I am my own thing. I am marketing myself, and it's community outreach. It's Facebook and Instagram. It's email campaigns. You have to be many places at once, and that's what we call in the entrepreneurial world or the marketing world is being omnipresent. You're all places at all times to most people. Okay, so that's really what we're focusing on in regards to the startup people, is really putting your mission, vision, and philosophy down on paper and being able to promote that as a brand. When it comes to the associateship and marketing, it's really pushing a message of the head chiropractor's office. It's pushing their mission, their vision, but you're fully on board with it, right? You are completely invested. You're on board. And you, like I said before, I kind of skimmed over it, but you are a sponge during this associateship, especially if you're doing something like I'm doing, which is only 18 months. You are a sponge that entire time. You are learning everything you can, and you are learning everything you can, not only to run and operate that practice as efficiently and effectively as you possibly can, but you're also learning everything you can to soon apply to your own practice and that startup situation that we talk about, right? So all of those things come together. So we talked about not only marketing, we talked about bosses, and we also talked about money in this video. So if you're just hopping on, please go back and watch this. This is a critical video for you to understand, comprehend, and know kind of what side of the line you fall on in regards to, if I want to start up, it's going to take some freaking gusto and some high spirits to get through some of these things, because it's an entrepreneurial world, right? You're running a small business. If you're an associate, you kind of have it more easygoing, but you have to be a sponge. You have to be learning. You have to be coachable. And both have their challenges, but both, if done correctly, can be super effective, super efficient, and very, very beneficial for you as a chiropractic student and soon to be doc, right? So I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you found this value, please drop some love below. I wanted to make this short. Like I said, I'm driving back right now, back home and I stopped for gas, so I figured I'd make this short video on about Friday's post about pros and cons of associating versus startup. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, throw me some likes, throw me some hearts, and comment below to let me know that you are absorbing this content, loving it, and we will keep coming to you live every single weekday, usually Wednesdays, and every single weekend. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day today. Happy Memorial Day. And again, to all of those that serve, we salute you. Peace and love. Bye, Johnny. Bye, guys. I don't know why I said bye, Johnny. Again, I'm your host, Johnny Reuter, and you're listening to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for engaging with us on all of our platforms, including, but not limited to, Facebook and Instagram, all at The Legendary Chiropractor. Be sure to check our home site out at thelegendarychiropractor.com, as we have much to offer for prospective chiropractic students, current chiropractic students, recent chiropractic school graduates, and even veteran doctors of chiropractic out in the field. And lastly, I'd like to thank not only you, our listener, but also our podcast sponsors. Without them, this show wouldn't be possible. So I encourage you to go check out their websites and what they have to offer in the show notes for this episode. Thanks again. Stay legendary, my friends.